Just going to take a look here at using Mathspace as a student to do independent learning and practice. So I'm going to log into my Mathspace here, and I've just got a general student account. And it really doesn't matter what course I'm already assigned by my teacher or what tasks I already have open here are available to me. What I'm going to focus on is in the top. I've got two very helpful links here in the top. One is textbook and one is topics. I'm just going to really quickly show you the difference. If we click on textbook, and then we can select which textbook we want to be in. Right now I'm in grade 10 academic. The textbooks available to you will depend on what the teacher allowed. So currently my teacher has allowed a grade 8, a grade 9, the grade 11 functions, and this grade 10 academic. So let's just pretend I want to switch to the grade 11 functions, and I've got my topics here for the course. I can either type in a topic that I want. So for instance, if I was doing cosine law, I could type that in and get some sort of list of anything that has the word cosine, and I can see here there's a cosine law. Or if I don't want to use the search, I can just click on each individual topic. So for instance, trig functions or trigonometry or algebra. Once I get to a specific section and I click on an item, for instance, exact values in right angle triangles, it will give me the list of questions that I can start to work on. I can try a question, I can reveal the solution to each question. I can even create an adaptive task for myself that will ask me simple questions at first and then build up the difficulty level as I get them correct. But more importantly is the lesson. So I can click here on the lesson and I can get a really nicely written lesson. Don't skim these. If you're a skim reader, you definitely don't want to skim. And they tend to have built in, here we go, so some worked examples where you can watch a video on it, you can try the problem on your own, and you can also reveal the solution, which is very powerful. So this is if you go to the textbook tab in the top, but I actually prefer the topics tab. They're very similar, but one will show you how well you're doing in any particular topic. So if I go to the topics tab, and maybe I'll just again show that I can change my textbook here, and maybe I'll go to the Ontario Grade 12 Foundations for College Mathematics. So you can see here I can select all sorts of other books. And maybe I'll click on trigonometry again just to keep with the same flow. And maybe I want to work on solving problems in two right angle triangles. Here I get some choice. I can see the questions available to me. I can read the lesson, or I can do some practice. So what you'll want, I find that these are actually in the wrong order, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to read the lesson. So I'll click on lesson. And here I have the trigonometry lesson that I can read, take notes on, try some example questions, etc. Now if I go back, I can try some practice questions. The difference between the practice button and the question button is that in the practice button, it will direct me with specific questions, kind of like an adaptive task. So it just asks me question after question until it thinks I've mastered the topic. If instead I don't want it to direct me through the questions, which I think is actually very powerful, I can just see the question set similar to when I was in the textbook section. And so now I can go through each question. In this view, it's much easier. It's not just the text. You can see the diagrams and stuff like that. And then any question that you're like, ooh, that one I should try, like this one with the castle here. I would click on try it. It opens up a new tab in my browser to keep the other one open. So I can still go back to the list of questions, but it opened up in this new tab and I can try this very specific question. So whether or not you want to actually see the question set or have it direct you with questions on its own by using the practice tab is up to you, but I personally prefer the practice tab. And then you can work your way through the different learnings in that topic. So for example, trigonometry specific, you just go through all of these until you feel you're comfortable with each topic. And as you get better in them, this little bar will show you whether or not you've quote unquote mastered the topic. So the more questions you do and the more you get correctly, it will move its way to the full mastered, if you will, 100%, something like that. And at any time, you can go back to your dashboard as a student and go back into either the textbook or topics. And this is a great way to learn on your own. Thanks for watching.